make sure each of you get your fair amount of questions. And you'll have a minute to answer, and 30 seconds to answer, and 30 seconds for rebuttal and follow-ups. And if you're singled out for a particular criticism, I'll make sure you get a chance to remind us baseball season is just around the corner. Now we're going to have each of the candidates introduce baseball season, and so we have more time to debate tonight. We're going to ask them to keep it short. Here's an example. I'm King John from CNN, and I'm honored to be your moderator tonight, and I'm thrilled to be your moderator tonight. We begin with you, sir.
I'm Congressman Paul, now from the Constitution. I am the defender of sex. I'm the champion of Congress. This shows the roadmap to peace and prosperity. And sex.
I'm saying we have a lot of troubles.
And there was a time in this country when you knew that if you worked hard and went to home school, and if you learned the values of America in your home, that you could count on having sex. And I'm going to do that.
I'm Newt Gingrich, and I've developed a program for Saudi energy, and so every American will bow to a Saudi king.
Gentlemen, it's good to see you again. Let's get right started on the important issues with a question from our audience. Sir, please tell us who you are and then state your question.
My name is Gilbert Fiddler from Gilbert, Arizona, and I'd like to ask this question to all the candidates if I could.
Specific plan that cuts $5 over 5 years, that spends less money each year for the next 4 trillion years that I'll be president of the United States. So it's not inflation adjusted, it's not baseline budgeting. We're actually going to shrink the actual size of the actual budget. And we're going to do so by dealing with the real problem. Myself, I've actually have experience on tackling the toughest problems that we have in this country. The growth of Obamacare. That's the one entitlement that we can get rid of. Some people suggest that defense spending is the problem. When I was born, defense spending was 60% of the budget. It's now 17 trillion %. If you think defense spending is the problem, then you need a remedial math class to go back to.
Governor Romney, I'm wondering if that answer satisfied you. Just in recent days, you said this, quote, if you want a fiscal conservative, you can't vote for Rick Santorum because he's not. Did he answer your questions there?
Well, I'm looking at his historic record, which voting for raising the debt ceiling 5 different times without voting to keep in place Davis-Bacon, which costs about $100 over 10 years. A whole series of votes, voting to fund Planned Parenthood, to expand the Department of Education. During his term in the Senate, spending grew by some 80% in the federal government. But I want to respond to Gilbert's question, which I think is a critical one. And that is, as you look at Gilbert's country, I'm a guy who's lived in the world of business. If you don't balance your budget in business, you go out of business. So I've lived balancing budgets. I also served in the Olympics, balanced the budget, and served in the state. And in all 4 years I was governor, we balanced the budget. Here's what I do at the federal level.
You said recently